All right, there we go. Got it working this time. There we go. Perfect. All right, here we are. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set the keyboard aside, and got the irons over there, desoldering guns over there. So yeah, you can see that your board itself is actually pretty good. There's nothing on here to be concerned about, but the actual casing, I actually couldn't even get one of the screws out. I just kind of like, for now, said, okay, worst case, I could cut it with a Dremel or something. So what I want to do is start by getting an idea of what capacitors I need. So I already have these guys. I have the replacements for those. So I'm trying to see if these are low ESR capacitors. I can see that. So these are LXE. All right. Are these all? Those are all 10 volts. I know I have those in abundance. LXE. What are LXE? Because that changes which version of the capacitor I need. LXE capacitor. I know that's, I think, Nippy Chemicon. Yep, Nippy Chemicon. Good thing they have a lookup table. They don't seem to be anything special. So this power supply may not have been designed with low ESR capacitors. Let's see, LXY. Well, they say they're low impedance, LXY. So I'm going to have to assume then LXE are also low ESR. Maybe not. Yeah. Hey, oh, hold on. Let's see. LXE. Okay, yeah. So I can't show you what I'm seeing, but I found Nippy Chemicon has a lookup table. So yes, LXE are low impedance. So need to use low impedance caps. All right. So this is one of the things a lot of people don't do when they recap a board. They just kind of go and buy whatever the cheapest thing they can is. Not a good idea. Very bad idea. Because you are not properly replacing the cap. So these are FR series, Panasonic. Actually, these are FS, which are just small. So we need, as we can see, 4 of those. All right. There we go. And this is where knowledge of how all this stuff works comes in handy. So we're going to go ahead and actually remove those first. So if we look on the bottom here, this could be the fun part sometimes. Okay, so we can already see, actually, before I do anything, you can see right there, that brownishness, guarantee you that is the leg of a capacitor. It may not be, but I'm willing to bet it is. And if I don't know if you can see, you can't, but it's actually a pretty, like the hole is actually exposed a bit. All right, so it looks like the capacitors are running this way. So we'll take our iron and just for convenience, take a thing of leaded solder. Apply some fresh solder to the board. Okay. Like to turn it sideways, not that it matters too much. So they made them so they're flat, which kind of sucks. There we go. These kind of have to get under there, and there we go. Now I just want to make sure that is, yep, there we go. You can see the leg move. Well, not with the resolution I have, unfortunately, but the leg does move. Come on. And it can. Okay. There we go. And one is, there we go. So if we look, where are we? Now, it's out. So, oh, yeah, there's I can't tell if that's actually, the bottom of the cap looks good, but the board, where you can see it's right, yep, right down there. You can see, I don't believe that's actually leakage, because unless it's from a different one, it's very possible. So we'll just go ahead and keep removing these. So they're actually at like a weird angle, strangely enough. There we go. And we just heat it up, suck it up, and we're done. Yeah, so what they did is they bent the lead over so during reflow, it's very easy for them to actually, here we go. Yeah, so there's a lot of, I'm betting that's glue. Now that I'm looking at it, they probably used that to keep the cap on during when it went through the, because what they would do is they would actually submerge this in like a, these are LXFs actually, not LXEs. Probably the same cap though, so not too concerned. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna remove all the 2200s, because you always want to remove common caps. That way, if you don't happen to have a certain part, now how does this run? It looks like up and down. So what I'm doing is I'm actually letting the board warm up. I have the corner of the lead, and I'm just kind of pulling up with it. There's many ways to do that. You don't have to do it that way, but there we go. And there goes a zip tie. Yeah, I'm going to say that's glue, not I wonder where my ESR tester is. Kind of curious. Oh, there it is. So these should be 2200. Let's see what they measure at. Let's see if I can get it in to the holes. Oh, it's already closed. That's why. All right, so test. Just realized everything is mirrored, but so actually these are pretty good. So it's registering as 0.01 ESR with a capacitance of 2,158, well within the tolerance of, because you don't always get the exact number. But if we throw our replacements on, again, these are Panasonic F series. So retest. These should come up about the same. Can't rely solely on ESR. It could be a little off depending. But these are 0.08. That's fine. More than what this power supply needs. 200 and besides, this thing's not exactly 100% accurate. But yeah. And it dropped. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. So we've removed 3 of the 4. Got 1 left. So this is where it can get a little bit tricky to find where they are, but I'm pretty sure it's this one. If you're not sure, clear the hole and wiggle it. You can't really see it due to the lack of resolution, but it was wiggling. Now this one, I suspect Ooh, yeah. Oh, this one's bad. So if you've never soldered a leaky capacitor, consider yourself lucky, because they smell horrible. So they use like a fish gelatin for the electrolyte back then, I believe. It may not be what this was chemically, but when you burn it, it smells awful. Like there's no way to describe it, but pure. It's weird because it's like it leaked on the other side, and it smells like it leaked, but visually I don't see anything. So there's our 4 holes. We'll clean those up a bit just to be sure. Ground is our positive is marked on the board, so we're good there. Got those 4 gone. So what type? LXF. So all of these are low ESR. These are 220 at 35 volts. There's 4 of them. Yep. So let me grab those. I'm not going to put them in, but I just want to have them kind of ready to go. I have 220 50. Now you can always bump your voltage up. It does not have to be the same voltage. So if you can only get, say, 63, and I probably wouldn't go that far because your ESR changes as your voltage goes up. So probably try to only go so far, especially with a power supply. But you're probably fine regardless. You're not going to change the ESR that significantly unless you put like a 200 volt or something like that. Where is there's 16 low ESR. There's 220 at 50. 2200 is what I'm already using. Axial. Now I know I had a lot of 220s. At least I assumed I did. I mean, I have, ones to fit if I. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're going to go with. That's weird. I guess I should take a note to buy more 220s. Well, 50 volts it is. That's really odd. Can't believe I didn't. Yeah, 50 volts are fine. So we'll need 4 of those. Again, they're 35, so going up to 50 is within more than suitable. I generally don't do it. A lot of the times 220s aren't low ESR, but all right. So we'll also need. I might have to take it out before I can see what that one is. I had made a cap list. Okay, so like this one right here is SME. I know from just Googling and whatnot, that's just a standard. It's a 33 ohm, 33 volt, 33 ohm, 33 UF. Can't talk tonight. At 35 volts, I have a 50 right here, and it's not low ESR or anything fancy. Doesn't need to be. I'm just trying to kind of make a mental map here so this one right here is 10 UF at 35. Once again, just SME, so it's not low ESR. 10 UF at 35. And you'll find that the 10 UFs are so tiny. So tiny. There we go. There we are. Again, I already have these. There's a little tiny guy down here. Let's see. I don't know if I can see that. That might be a low ESR. I'll have to just remove that to find out what it is. But we're actually almost done here. Overall, yeah. We'll just need to, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and throw in, let's go ahead and clean up. And then we'll throw in by the way, if you guys have any questions at all, shoot me a message in the live chat. I am watching it. If you have any questions, no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be related directly to this. So yeah, that was definitely like a glue or something. Or was it? So if we look, see how it's kind of tinged like a, well, tried to smell it, but I realized it's covered in acetone now. So really can't, we should have burned it if we wanted to find out if it was an electrolyte. It would, like I said, it would smell. Now, normally I would clean the board up once I've gone through the entire thing and removed everything. But just for convenience, I'm going to just go ahead and not do that. Now I'm again using acetone. You can use rubbing alcohol. I just find, acetone removes more. And as long as you're not dealing with plastics, it's harmless. There we go. You can see nice and like, just like I said, I'm not sure if that's glue or otherwise, but yeah. There we go. All right. So, and if you only remove what you are ready to put back in, you don't lose track of anything. You don't have to like go, what was that? Did I? Nope. I know only the 220s and a 10 were removed, so I don't even have to think about it. And if you're ever unsure of whether or not, I mean, they still, in some way, I think, do use the fish caps, actually. That's not really the issue. They leak just due to bad designs. Oh, okay. They actually mark where negative is. Okay, good. So on this board, you'll see that little black stripe going that way that marks whether or not where negative is. So all you have to do is make sure that the long leg on capacitors is always positive. I think LEDs have something like that as well, where there's one side that's marked. I always forget though whether that's the anode or the cathode, which is the fancy way to say positive or negative. There we go. I always bend the leads over until I solder at least one in. And another tip: always close up any liquids. It's so easy to just knock it over. And I like to just have a little piece of solder in my hand. So we'll just. Oh, my iron fell asleep. I'm like, why am I not? Okay. So once you flow in a little bit of solder, bend a lead up. And that way, when you're done, everything's nice and vertical. I always like my caps being vertical. And the reason for that is, well, let's say you got to remove one, right? Well, if it's vertical, you can easily take it out because you can just desolder it. If it's not, then when you try to remove it, it's a pain. It's really difficult to reuse. So a little tip for soldering: leave your iron on both the component leg and the surface you're soldering to. Solder flux helps solder flow to areas of heat, and it also helps with like it has to do with keeping oxygen out of the joint. That's why it ends up being so shiny. There we go. Let it cool and then quickly bend it up. So all my leads, as you can see, are going to end up vertically. And then when I cut them, it's super easy because they're flat. I no longer am trying to. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think that was the last of the 2200s. And don't worry about the lead burning you. Not hot enough. If you're iron, make sure your iron isn't, by the way, like stupid hot. That's how you end up burning things. Obviously, but 315 is what I got mine set to. Yeah, 315 Celsius, and that's plenty hot. That'll be if you need more heat. And there are cases where you do. For example, you're working with a ground plane. You absolutely need more heat. But don't leave it at that temperature. I would probably use around 400 if I'm dealing with a ground plane. Again, cut your leads off. Keep your leads, by the way, because if you do make a mistake or say the board is a little corroded and you need to make a jump wire, super easy to do. You could just use these because these are nice and thick. They're not going to obviously break down over time. And I mean, you just cut off like what, 10 of them from doing in this case 8. So what we want to do is we're going to take a look at the board, make sure there's no bridges, and in this case everything looks very, very nice. Now we're going to go ahead. Now if we look at the top, we got our 4 done. We're going to go ahead and we're going to remove these 4 2200 or 220s, which I have ready. Now my only concern is because I have these really large jobbies, whether I'm having enough space. That's something to consider also when you buy caps. Make sure you measure how much space you have. I really don't have a 220 that's a low ESR at that high of a voltage. That is so bizarre. Okay. This gave me I have a lot of capacitors too, so it's really odd that I didn't ever buy. Let's just double check that none of the that's 1,000 at 35. That's 1,000 at nope, these are 3,300 at 10. That's the 33s. All right, well, we'll just kind of work with what we got. Not a big deal. That's the other thing. Just adapt. Not a huge, if you don't have something, not the end of the world. As long as you have something close enough, you can just make it work. So, there we go. Now, let's see. The cap looks like it goes just straight across. Nothing special. There we go. Yeah, see, I'm smelling the electrolyte as it, but I'm having a feeling that all of the stuff I'm seeing, oh yeah, I'm absolutely seeing like an electrolyte on the board now that is that wet? No, that's not wet. That's glue, actually. That is glue. All right, let's take a look at this guy. Come on. Yeah, there he's just stuck. Yeah, there's definitely. Let me get you in focus here. Yeah, it's hard to tell because I really got to buy a webcam. But yeah, there's like something on that. It's weird. Well, that's why we clean the board. Let me get back in. Come on. So one trick is if you can get one side desoldered, you can then kind of like bend the cap a bit to the other side, and it'll push up the other leg a bit. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try. All right, so let's see. So I've gone ahead and removed 2. I just want to see. I'm not going to install them, but I just want to see with these caps that I have, how much room I have to work with. Okay, so that guy fits. It's between a diode. So what I might do is kind of just bend that. I also have to contend with this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring that up just to give airflow. Maybe we'll throw a little heat shrink around it or something. But, just for testing, I'm just trying to fit everything dry. Let's see. So in this case, this board actually seemed to have accommodated 2 different sets of holes. Okay, so there is I think there's a cap under there, but there's a cap down there against this guy here. So not a huge deal. We'll just let it kind of float there, but we'll see how everything goes at the end. Figure out everything's final position. Yeah, they definitely left holes for two different. There we go. Was that okay? So where's it? Must have been this guy down here then. No, okay. Let's see. If we look at the top of the board, so trying to figure out where the other leg is. Oh, it must be this guy here. Yeah, there we go. Found him. There we go. And I'll just have to reflow the one that I thought was it. So there we go. Again, no major corrosion on the actual capacitor, but there's a lot on the board, which, like I said, I first thought was glue, so it may not be glue. Be on the lookout for that. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be fun to figure out. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, there was 4 of those. Put 4 in. Weird. Where there I'll remove 4 capacitors, but there's 5 spots. What? Hmm. Yeah, so your 6100 is definitely a different power supply than my 6100. Yeah, definitely different. Okay, well, that's great. What? So let's see. So nobody made a list because I'm not sure how I'm missing a gap. It doesn't make any sense. Let's see, I have the 3 here plus the 4, which is the exact number on the board. And I know this one definitely had a cat because that was the one that was all leaky. Let's see, where's my photos I took? Oh, right, I'm using my phone. Yeah, that's not very helpful. One moment, I'm just going to borrow you. I did not take as many photos as I thought. Okay, yeah. Let's see. Did they just leave holes? Like, I just need an interior shot. That'll help. Oh, that's a different one. Boy, rusting power supplies must be common with these things. Why is it? It's almost like nobody has taken one of these apart and done like actual detailed photos. I might have to check my other 6100 I have because the one I had has a different power supply. I gotta be kidding me. Different revisions. They just make different revisions. But what I don't understand is I removed four capacitors. They're right here, and I installed four capacitors right here, and they're all the same size. But there's clearly this one here that I don't have. So my thought is either one of these wasn't, populated, which would be easy to identify if I had a board photo. It's seldom I've ran into where a power supply hasn't at least been like photographed, but there's zero photos of this thing open. Like absolutely none. Nobody's documented what capacitors are in it. So I'm gonna have to do that now once I figure all this out. I don't like not, having things be well, I'll at least start cleaning up this board from the 2200s or 220s. Okay. it wouldn't be so odd if I had that an equal number of capacitors. There were four of the 220s. I've removed three. Fourth one's right there. I have four of the and then there were four 220s, which are right there. Unless I miscounted and one fell out. Nope, I don't see one that fell. Okay, where's my other 6100 at? Maybe, hopefully that's got the same power supply. Still need to rebuild the other one I took apart. Okay, so that's not the one I took apart. The one I took apart. Oh no, that is the one I took apart. Where's the other one? That's my 2SI. Still on the shelf. Okay. Move by 4,000. What luck. Okay. Beautiful. All right. Take out the stupid. Oh. Of course, this thing's like falling apart because. How do you take this stupid thing out of here? Yeah, there we go. There you go. Something like pull this, that. There we go. All right. Jeez. I'm going to take out all of this. Come on, they give you like no room to work with in this stupid thing. Could they have just used one power supply instead of, well, different ones? Seriously? And it's falling apart? Come on. They don't want to have to take out this whole stupid assembly. And of course, pretty much falling to pieces. Okay. Seriously? Boy, these things are really that fragile, aren't they? All right. All right, I got my other one. Although having trouble getting it out of the case. Although the plastic's having no trouble falling out of the case. These things are stupidly fragile. How did you pull the actual power supply out of, like, the case? Like, is there a secret to this thing? I see it's a part of the power switch, and that's the part I'm having trouble getting it out of. Is there a secret to that? Oh, weird. It just like fell out now. Okay, never mind. Okay. Oh, there are no screws. Somebody had already dismantled this. No wonder it was falling apart in my hand. That was not me. Sure. It lied to me. It's the same part number, but it's a different power supply inside. Seriously? It's the same exact part number exterior. Oh, I see. It's made by Dynacomp, whoever that is. Okay, that makes a little more sense. So it's DCF 803. There's no like photos of this thing except exterior shots that have like one per. This must be like a. Is this like a super rare variant of this power supply? Because there's no photos of this. I have to. I might just have to look back at this video. Because yeah, there's nothing really documenting this specific. I assumed that the part number would be all I needed, but I guess that's a mistake I make. All right, I'll have to just kind of move on for now. All right, I'm just gonna move on for now. Figure out that later. Yeah, not sure on that one. All right. Well, what I do know is where these guys go, so that's at least, you know. And did I do 4 or 5 of them, or was there a blank hole? I remember this guy. All right, I'm gonna quickly do the. You have like an oddball variant of this cap or of this power supply. It's like super uncommon. Which is kind of weird because I didn't even, like I said, I didn't even know there were. And of course, the two. I wonder if these were like some form of like replacements that Apple distributed or something. Anyway, figure out that one. Figure that out before I'm done. All right, there we go. Replace those. All right, there's a 22 UF I'm going to need, or is that what I already have here? That's the 33. That's the 10. I need a 22 at 35. 22 at 35. Now that I know I have. Oh, sorry. I have it at 50. Good enough. Okay. Now. Okay. Let's see. We need to figure out where this guy is. I think he's right here. Right? Is that right? Yep. Okay, great. Okay. All right, we got all the 220s out, and there's actually a 82 UF tucked away. Let's see. At that, we're just going to upgrade to 100. Probably low ESR, probably 35 volts, as with everything here. Yep. Well, I have it at 50, good enough. Okay, pull out this 22 or 220. And it doesn't want to come out. And come on. There we go. All right. I seriously? Okay, this is actually annoying because I don't have a ton of room for these bigger 220s. Yeah, I really don't have. Must have never needed 35 volt low ESR 220s. Unless some of these are not labeled right. Can I get that lucky? No, those are just standard. I probably could just use. One of these. Are my 63 220s any better, actually? Ooh, yes, they are. Oh, this is where it pays having very different sizes. These are much narrower. All right. We'll do away with the thicker ones and just put those away. I now have I just went ahead and I'm going to use 63s. Little overkill, still low ESR. All that matters. There we go. All right. Sometimes we have to adapt. Is there a difference between the 60 and the 60s? No, it's just, as far as I know, it's just CPU speed. I mean, like I said, this is just like a weird variant that apparently there's not very many of. It's, rare enough that nobody seems to have taken a photo of it. I mean, that happens, right? It's all right, I need. It's just weird. It seems like there were more holes for the where 220s could go than I expected. I've never seen that before. Okay, why won't you fit through that hole? Oh, because I don't know, the hole's unblocked, just a little tight. Okay, because there must be like glue or something on. Come on. There we go. Yeah. Oh, it bent. Okay. I actually think I have a 66 and a 60, if I'm thinking about that right. There we go. Let's try that. There we go. All right. What I'm gonna probably end up doing is removing those 2200s and seeing like if maybe one's not labeled. But these all seem labeled, which is very bizarre. And like I said, I can't really like go back in time on this until it's posted. Okay. I'm going to assume it's that little guy there. Okay, is that it? Yes, okay. That was the lead. Good. Okay, this cap definitely leaked. No doubt about that. It's weird. I guess the fluid must have just dried up over time. Yeah, actually, that's an interesting. Okay, so that was we just removed. Okay. I have an idea how to identify which of these is where it goes. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of confused. I would have expected. All right, I'm assuming that spot right there. Notice that there's no. All the other ones seem to have like I'm thinking that's where this goes. So for now, I'm just gonna spot it in there because there's no. It is odd though because. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just remove everybody and see. Sometimes shit happens with this stuff. There we go. Yeah, so you can see like that one I just removed has that black stuff under it. Having a feeling that's going to be our indication as to whether or not a cap went there, because I think that's, like I said, that's the glue. Yeah, okay, so there's another one I just did, has the same stuff underneath it. I'll just do all 4 to be on the safe side. Yeah, okay. So we see all the ones that have that marking, but then there's this guy right there that's nice and clean. There's nothing under him. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put caps wherever there's that black marking, because that tells me that that's where the glue would have been that held in the, or it's rubber from the bottom of the cap, whatever. Wait, hold on. I'm live streaming. I can go and actually, before I solder these in, I can actually go and look at the video by just watching the live stream. Yeah. I guess I'll do that real quick before I solder everything in. Because actually, now I think about it, which one? It is that hole. Okay. There we go. All right, let's clean this guy up. I need a little fresh. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go take a look real quick at the history of the live stream, which I should have just did a while ago. Would have been a lot more efficient, but you know. Huh. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. There's a hole. Okay. Yep. So now if I look at this, yeah, that matches exactly what I. Okay. Should have just thought of that. Forgot I could do that. So that means maybe when I cleaned, I'm just wondering how the holes are even there. Yeah, that was a perfectly clean spot. All right, we are good. Yeah. So what happened was this spot here had nothing there, but the holes were there. So should have just noticed that there was no black spots there. But hey, oops, sorry, got myself all tangled here. All right, cool. Now, part of me really wants to just, while I already have the capacitors like freely in here, I think I'm just going to go ahead and document this board because there's no public documentation. And I'm already in here and I doubt anybody's ever going to do that. So let me go ahead and do that right now. That's going to slow me down just a hair, but at least I could contribute something from this lesson. So it's a DCF 803 X 6100 PSU. So we'll start with 8 and 7, which were 330 UF at 200 volts. Copy that to both. Okay. And then we have, was that C16? And that was 33 UF at 50. Actually, I think it was like 35 volts to assume. Yep. Everything seems to be 35 volts in here. So, all right. Then C29 is 220 UF at 35 volts, low ESR. Okay, let's see. What else? Okay, C19 is 2200 UF at 10 volts. And I have no idea why my phone's going off. Apparently, Game Hut posted something interesting. All right. All right, let me make sure that didn't get all out of whack. There we go. Okay. Let me check my email here. Somebody emailed me. Sorry, just replying to somebody. Why is YouTube telling me something's live on my channel? It's like I know I did it. All right, where was I? So that was C19. I'm gonna put 20 or 19, 20. Come on, really? So SR 20 blank. Do not populate. There we go. Because that was the mistake I made. Some of these are really hard to see. Okay, so that's 21. I'll fix that in a second. So 21 is 2200 at 10 volts. At this point, I won't do the low ESR stuff because it's obvious for me. 26 is 220 UF at 35 volts. I guess I'll put it just because I'll forget otherwise. All right, so let's see. Can't see you. Let's see, you are 18. And that is 2200 at 10 volts. Low ESR. I can't see what you are. I'm going to have to unbend the leads and apparently drop the capacitor on my lap. All right, you are what? C25? Or are you C24? Looks like C24 based on, yeah, C24. But 25 is also the same. So that's 220 UF at 35 volts. Usually I've done this already, but again, I'm not going to have any other opportunity to know what capacitors are in what position. Okay. Well, we know that those are the same. Yeah, because that's 18. I got to figure out what you are. You're not soldered in, right? Nope. Good. I'm about to push you back out. Okay, you are 30. Hey, just think, bro, you're helping the community. Somebody ever has to redo one of these, at least it'll be public knowledge. You were the 10 UF. No, you were the 100. You were the 80. It's like that 82 cap. Yeah, that's what was there. That's 82. 82 UF, probably 35 volts if I had to speculate, given the rest of this board. Yeah, yep, okay. Why they used 82 back then? Everything was a lot. Eh? That's probably just email. No? Dinner? I am hungry. Want to do Moe's. I mean, there's worse things. That'd actually be kind of nice. Eat in. Sorry, guys. My wife's messaging me. All right. I'd have to just finish recapping this, and I had to figure out what this cap down here is. 33 UF. Okay, and it's C10. Well, that's easy. I'm gonna need another one of those then. Good news is I am basically done. Okay, let's see. I don't know what you are. And I don't really care about you, so I'm just gonna kind of lever you. Was that 35 or is that 30? Come on, get out of the way. That is most certainly 36, and that's the 10 UF 35, and it's not low ESR, so that's nice. Oh, there's this guy right in the corner. You're at 22. C was at 31. 10 UF 35 volt. Yeah, so there's actually another one of those of that value, huh? Okay, I didn't see that. We'll get to you. All right, did I miss? And there should be 4 of the 220s. There is. Should be 4 of the 2200s, and I'm missing one, it looks like. Which one am I missing? Let's sort by A to Z. Okay. So I have 18, 19, and 21. That's 19. 17. Okay. That was easy. 17. Of course, you didn't give me any phone number, so I can't just call that guy. All right. I think everything has been accounted for except for these safety caps, which I'll do after. I don't need to actually change those. There's no issues with them. Always good to just kind of look it over again. All right, we are good there. Let's go ahead and pop our capacitor back in place. Are you in there? No. No, it's not. Let me try straightening everybody out. There we go. Got it. All right, let's go ahead and solder that in. We can actually go ahead and solder most of the stuff on this board in because, oh, my iron fell asleep. Way to go. That was definitely corrosion. That stuff did not want to come off the board very well. But there we go. Where there's a will, there's me forcing it. But there we go. All right, let's just double check everybody here. Let me go ahead and push down this guy. We'll go ahead and start soldering everything up because we are good. We figured it out. We sorted out the weirdness, and now I'm ready to tack everything in place permanently. And by the way, this is exactly why you've been open the leads permanently. You lift them straight up and down because that would have been much harder to do. Or you be me and actually look at the be smart and actually look at the video. But we got a little corrosion or something right there. Okay, so that's our empty hole. That's fine. It could stay empty. All right, we are going to double check all our caps are solid. Solid, 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 right? Yep, solid, solid. Make sure, you didn't miss a solder joint or something. That's solid, solid, solid. Now we got to do this guy over here. This is our 10 UF at 35. Now, trying to find where that is. I think it's this, right? Nope, not that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can see. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'm on the wrong. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty crusty. All right. Okay. 33 UF. I think I need another one of these. Okay. All right, there's just, I believe, this guy down here left. And that's another, what, 10 UF, I think? Oh, not a big. Okay. Let's see here, C31, 10 UF. Because the 22 was where? Actually, this was the 22. There another 10? There's two 10s, I thought. That's the 33. There's 110. Must have just been hallucinating. All right, we can actually verify my K33, 10, 22, 33. Now we're just going to lay everybody out. 10, 22, 82. These are our 220s. These are our 4, our 2200. These go away. Okay, and we just double check that we missed nothing. Okay. And now our final look over. I don't know why I thought there was another 10. I must just confuse that with the... Yeah, that's definitely 22. It's the only 22 there is, too. All right. Curious to see if I could get this screw out now. Nope, that screws in there pretty damn good. Okay. I'm trying not to give myself a tetanus here. Oh, got caught under the metal. Eep. Come on. There we go. Come on. Cringing as I do this because I'm like, I do not want this nasty, rusty metal. And unfortunately, it's kind of the only way. All right. Yeah, that's what I want. Lift it up and get on that stupid platform. Okay, can I poke you through the bottom at all? No, stop going under the stupid thing. Like, I don't understand. Well, probably because this should be... There we go. Now I can hopefully maneuver this down. There we go. Alrighty. We are going to definitely need to wash our hands after touching all this rust. But that is not my... So I'm just trying to keep my head out of the... I'm not gonna lie, man. You might need a new case. It's gonna need a sandblaster to come proper. Okay, I can't see. Eh? What happened? I don't know what happened. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, now it wants to work. Yeah, that was weird. Not sure what happened there. All right. Well, good. Glad you have a scent because, yeah, uh, I just want to make sure, like, nothing blows up here. And of course, there's just not a ton of room. I don't really want to use that to get in here with. I'm just gonna bend this a bit. Nothing that'll be a problem. What are you stuck on? I don't really want to break the zip tie if I can avoid it. I didn't need to get it off. There we go. Just had to manhandle it a bit. All right. There she is. I'm not going to bother tying the screws in right now. We're good that we don't really need to do that. Well, that fan's not getting connected right now. That's for hell. That's for sure. Let me go ahead. And of course, first, let me see if I can stop the mirroring. I have to. Oh no, is that a professional only? I guess that might be a. Uh, uh, oh no, it's not. Oh well. I'll. Okay, ground blue. What color? Which? I guess it doesn't technically matter from a testing standpoint. Okay, there we go. You can't. It's backwards, but it says 5 volts, and yep, blue is negative. So orange must be 12 volts, negative 12 volts actually. And that must, I'm going to guess that's either 5 or 12. It's hard to tell. That's 5 volts. All right, well, we're getting the voltages I expect. Nothing blew up. So where's your board? All right, I set that. There it is. Actually, I could probably figure out what. See, yeah, brown is brown is 12. Okay, so that one that's being all weird is 12 volts. Okay. There we go. All right. So I just want to make sure our 12 volt rail is working as expected. Yep, 12 volts. Again, backwards. If I flip, well, I don't want to mess around too much. Well, but yep, so that's working. All right, power supply is done. Sorry about the drama there, but like I said, you have a undocumented power supply. So, like I said, I'm gonna think what I'll do is I'll end up taking that out, taking photos of it, and going from there. But yeah, we need. So I believe every cap on this is 47. So yeah. So what I'll probably do is go ahead and off camera get those all removed, and when I come back, not now, it'll probably be tomorrow, because I'm basically gonna probably go out to eat, and I probably won't be back. But interesting, yeah. I'm gonna want to make sure your battery didn't damage this resistor. You got some. It's a little gnarly under there. Let's see. Where's my fiberglass pen? Where was that? Okay, so that's right. Yeah, okay, so you just cut the battery. Smart choice. Alrighty. Well, now correct me. Am I wrong? This didn't. You said this didn't have video, right? I don't have my adapter down here, so I couldn't test this. But I believe you said that, right? Stupid 60, 100. Here we go. Huh. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in something. All right. Sorry about the light. Come on. There we go. Oh, you couldn't actually see that. I'm sorry. I tried to do that. I wanted to do that in the a little warm. All right, let's see. Okay. Sorry, I'm not talking. And sorry you couldn't see that last cap I just did. Oh yeah, you can. Right? No, you can't. It's in the opposite corner. Sorry about that. Okay, we're basically done, actually, except for like a few remaining caps. Let me make sure you can see it this time. You cannot. Let me. Well, good enough. Now, we got to be careful over here. I might actually have to lower my... I don't know where my tweezers are, so I'm just using these to gently grab the cap. Yay! Now, I'm not worried about noting down what these caps are. They're all 47 UF. Here we go. All but one left. Or one left. I've gotten them all but one. That's what I was trying to say. There we go. All right. That is all of them. All the caps have been removed. And miraculously, none of them blew up. So at this point, we need to apply new caps. I'm going to go ahead and clean off the old pads. There was none that leaked, it looked, from what I can immediately tell. So what I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to apply fresh solder or solder. For we're going to go. This might need to be, you need to be cleaned. Not too surprised. I'll have to do that one by hand. All right. The only one I got left is this one down here. All right, that is all she wrote for at least cleaning up the pads. And there's a piece of flux, or not flux, solder. That really does not want to come off. There we go. So this will conduct, or conclude, that's the word I was looking for, conclude the power supply. That is all ready to go. Need to be just reassemble it. Yeah, I'm gonna loosely reassemble that for you because that's gonna be annoying to take apart. Oh, I did not clean that one very well. Missed a tiny. Actually, didn't clean this one at all. Now that I think about it. There we go. Beauty. Absolutely beauty. All right. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you're in the future still, thanks for watching. I might live stream the follow up to this, so at least there's that. But yeah, for removing these, I would not, if you're not familiar with working with hot air, practice. I used about, for the areas that, because a lot of this is just wide open, I used about a very narrow tip and about 330. You could get, you probably, three, some people say 270, depends on your hot air and the nozzle you use. I don't want them blowing up in my face, which they will do if you're not careful. But yeah, there we go. Thanks again for watching. Power supply is all done. Just need to put the caps on the board, and she'll be ready to head home after a quick test. So